This is the chilling tale of 6 friends who set out on an adventurous trip, only to stumble upon a cursed village where they met their horrifying fate. Ryan, David, Chris, Mark, Jason, and Daniel had been best friends since childhood. They loved traveling, seeking adventure, and making unforgettable memories. One evening, they were gathered at a cafe, discussing their next trip when Jason excitedly mentioned a mysterious village located deep within a forest. "I heard about this place called Blackwood Village. People say it's haunted, and no one dares to go there," Jason said with a smirk. David pulled out his phone to search for it, but there was hardly any information available. "That makes it even more exciting." Daniel grinned. "Let's go and check it out ourselves." The group, being young and reckless, quickly agreed. They packed their bags, loaded the car with snacks and camping gear, and set off at night for their mysterious destina. The drive was thrilling at first. They played music, cracked jokes, and enjoyed the cool night breeze. However, as they neared the village, the road became eerily silent. The dense trees surrounded them, blocking the moonlight, making everything darker. At around 11 p.m., they spotted an old, broken signboard at the village entrance. It was covered in dirt, and barely visible letters spelled out, "Blackwood Village." "This name alone is creepy," Chris muttered. Still, they proceeded. As soon as they entered, an unsettling silence fell over them. There were no sounds of birds, no rustling of leaves, just a strange, heavy stillness. A sudden, piercing scream echoed through the air. Everyone froze. "What the hell was that?" Mark whispered. "Probably a fox or some wild animal," Daniel shrugged, trying to sound casual. But deep inside, they all felt something was terribly wrong. As they ventured further into the village, they saw an old, crumbling hut. Its wooden door swayed slightly as if inviting them inside. "Let's check it out," Jason suggested with a mischievous grin. "Are you crazy?" David said. "This place looks like a horror movie set." Ignoring the warning, Jason pushed open the door. Inside, an old man sat on a rocking chair, his face half hidden in shadows. The friends exchanged uneasy glances. "Who are you?" Ryan asked hesitantly. The old man slowly lifted his head. His voice was raspy. "You shouldn't have come here. This village belongs to the dead." A shiver ran down their spines. Jason laughed nervously. "Come on, old man. Don't scare us. We're just travelers." The old man sighed. "They will come for you now. No one who enters this place ever leaves." The moment he finished speaking, the oil lamp in the room flickered violently before going out. Darkness swallowed them. When they relit their torches, Jason was gone. "Jason!" Daniel called out, scanning the room. They rushed outside, looking everywhere. The ground had strange drag marks leading towards the dense forest. "Maybe he's playing a prank," David suggested weakly, though he himself was trembling. "Not funny, man. We need to find him," Ryan said, running towards the woods. Their flashlights barely illuminated the path, but they followed the drag marks. Then, they saw him. Jason's lifeless body hung from a tree, eyes wide open in terror, mouth frozen in a silent scream. The blood drained from their faces. "This isn't happening," Chris whispered. Suddenly, a chilling wind blew through the trees, whispering unintelligible words. The shadows around them seemed to move. "We need to get out of here," Mark shouted. But the nightmare had only begun. As they sprinted back toward the car, a loud, gut-wrenching scream made them stop. Mark stood frozen, eyes wide in horror. Behind him, a dark, towering figure loomed. Before anyone could react, the shadow engulfed him. His body convulsed violently before collapsing to the ground, lifeless. The figure vanished into the darkness. "We have to leave now," David yelled, dragging Daniel and Ryan toward the car. Reaching their car, they gasped in horror. The windshield was smeared with fresh blood. And on the hood, written in dripping red letters, were the words, "You cannot leave." Chris frantically tried to start the car. The engine sputtered, then died. "No, no, no." He banged the steering wheel in frustration. A sudden knock on the window made them all jump. It was a bloody handprint. Chris screamed, and in that instant, something yanked him out of the car. His horrifying cries echoed before silence followed. Now, only 3 were left: David, Ryan, and Daniel. Desperate escape. "We need to find the old man," David shouted. But when they ran back to the hut, it was gone. Instead, a large, ancient tree stood in its place. At its base lay human skulls and bones. "This isn't real," Ryan whispered in disbelief. Suddenly, Daniel gasped and clutched his throat, as if something was choking him. He lifted off the ground, flailing helplessly. Daniel. David and Ryan tried to grab him, but he was pulled into the darkness. A horrifying crunching sound followed. Now, only two remained. Ryan and David ran aimlessly, desperate for an escape. The village seemed endless, shifting like a maze. Ryan suddenly stopped, staring at something unseen. "Ryan." David nudged him, but Ryan didn't respond. He turned to see Ryan's eyes turning completely black. His body twisted unnaturally, and before David could react, Ryan let out an inhuman scream and collapsed, lifeless. David, now the last survivor, kept running. He didn't stop, didn't look back. Then, suddenly, he stumbled onto a road. The village was gone. Breathing heavily, he turned around. There was nothing behind him. No trees, no hut, no village. Had it all been a nightmare? The aftermath. David reached the city and immediately went to the police. But when he took them back to the location, there was nothing. No village. No bodies. "Are you sure about this?" the officer asked skeptically. David could only stare, his mind spinning. Had he imagined everything? Or had the village erased all evidence of its existence? Even today, David wakes up in the middle of the night, hearing the screams of his friends. Maybe Blackwood Village is still out there, waiting for its next visitors.